Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. This is our Twitch recap from last week. Sorry it's coming out just a little bit late, but we were doing a bunch of stuff around Jupiter and Saturn this episode, starting out with our Callisto Lander that is starting to run up against the end of the terms of its contract for its landing on Callisto. So we're actually in a bit of a time crunch with this mission. Just a quick bump to put us on course to intercept, and then another bump to adjust our inclination to, I don't know, aid with future flybys, and then we'll get ourselves angled in for this flyby. Hopefully that we will be able to use to gather a little bit of science, which will mostly come home in the form of money, but also will help us adjust our orbit a whole lot faster. This thing has been doing various gravity assists for like 3 years now, and so it's really time to start thinking about pulling the trigger and just go ahead and shooting for orbit. Although a capture burn at this stage is still well beyond our Delta V budget. I think we're within just a couple of flybys of making it a thing, and there was a successful radio in on a new biome. But really, I guess the since our orbit is so low now, we can actually get a flyby every couple of months, really. Anyway, here's old me. All right, engine ullage and ignition. Let's kill the HUD and enjoy the view. Computer, you can go away for a while. Oh, we're still on the way down. What's our... This 33, and there it is on the way back up. So yeah, we're well within our minimum safe altitude. Fantastic view. God, I can't wait to land on it. The view was notably spectacular as we screamed past, well within our safety margins of the surface. Another successful radio in to kind of capstone this before we start playing around with nodes, and it looks like in just a few months or so, we get a freebie, and it's on our ascending side, so that'll actually work out for us pretty well as far as being able to adjust our orbit to where we want it to make this landing a thing. Like I said, I really hope that we're just a few flybys away of making that landing a possibility. But jumping now over to the Origami 4T, you may remember I messed up a node a couple episodes back and was really sad about that because we are getting really close to getting this thing into orbit of Titan, which means we can deploy our Origami glider to do its in-atmo mission. So we did decide to go for a bit more of an aero brake pass, lowering our periapsis at Titan to something like 350 some odd kilometers, I believe. Here's a small adjustment just to kind of dial that in as we get another small batch of science radioed back to us successfully, and then we'll start trying to dial this in for a successful flyby. So anyway, for live commentary on this one, here is old me. Recon scan from space just above Titan's southern hemisphere. Oh, we're getting all kinds of cool stuff. Man, 16 grand. Nice. Recon scan is 150 science. Yeah, we'll do that. Transmitting this will remember the module inoperable. What? No. Orbital telescope. Transmit. Hold the node. I don't think I've ever gotten that recon thingy to actually work. Magnetometer. Thank you. Multispectral analysis. All right. Take that. Boom. Set telemetry, temp, Geiger, microgravity. I've never gotten that recon scan thingy to work, ever. I'm absolutely shocked it's a one-time use experiment. Alright, and not quite atmospheric, but we're going to sit here and really hope that we don't burn off our soil moisture something or doohickey thingamabob. No, not the spinny thing, the recon camera, this thing. Not a very good reconnaissance camera. You can only use it once and have to return it. You're our loyal oyster. What? I don't know, but I think that's a pretty good mission name. Alright, let's get this thing into the atmosphere. Current speed 4.5 kilometers per second and gaining. 8. 700 kilometers altitude. God, we should be doing all the radio ins right now, but we're not. Hey, there's Atmo. Let's get this engine lit. Please don't burn up and die, friend. So far, still no adverse effects. Lighting it up. It's had one of those KSP moments where the Kraken's truck lost like 2,300 DV. Oh man. Glory be to the oyster. Oh, soil moisture. Loyal oyster. Yeah, now, yeah. That's probably from me sucking on gravel. Okay. Not doing too bad here on this here burn. I think we're going to shut it down with a kilometer per second or so left in the tanks, and we'll just see how much of the rest of this is atmospheric drag. Lit AF. Our lab should name a mission It's Lit Fam. Oh, shutting down. No, wait, we still had 94 meters per second left to burn. Maybe we'll let that ride. So we are getting some atmospheric drag, down to 500 kilometers now. Not very much. I mean, really, really not very much at all. I can't believe we burned something off flying through this once. Can't decide if we should fold out the wings. Why not? Every little bit, right? I guess we should be belly panning this, shouldn't we? Hey, control surface is doing things. I have a fake channel points bonus that won't go away. I click it, it does the red circle with the slash. Like a... What? Yeah, I'll say I don't have any channel pointer bonus things set up. It might just be the default, and it's sitting there like, oh, there should be a thing here, because anybody on Twitch should want to do these things, but they just don't. Like a pancake in the wind. Alright, deceleration's starting to pick up a little bit now, down to 435 kilometers. 35 or so kilometers left to fall. Still no adverse effects, so I think our next flyby we can come in probably 350? Perhaps, something like that. Yeah, we're not getting any real braking out of this. I mean, probably like a meter per second every 2 seconds, or half a meter per second, something like that. I heard the photo spam. No worries. Max track configuration pancake. I'll say, yeah, there are no cheats active currently, Wiki. We turned off the ignore max temperature cheat. Borrow 8, upper atmosphere of Titan's Midlands. Oh, now it's the shores. I guess we're gonna light these engines and burn these last 88 or so meters per second. And we'll try to pancake it on the way back up. Row 2, 1, ignition. Just spend a little more time in the atmosphere. It's all for the better, right? Shutting down. Save those last 2 meters per second for oh, the atmosphere gonna fight me enough on this? Oh yeah, it's fighting me. All right, we'll do this thing then. Or not. I do not want to turn off the RCS. I just want to disable the fuels. Now that we've given it a little wobble, maybe it'll increase our drag significantly enough to make a difference. How's it going, ZVQ? We are intentionally spiraling out in the atmosphere. Oh yeah, look, we are picking up lots of drag. Telemetry, temp, Atmo, Geiger, micro, Atmo, biological sample. Okay. There's an unsuccessful radio in, no worries. Spin, my little one, spin! Create all the drag. Yes, tumble and fall. Oh, it's going pretty well, ZVQ. How are you? Eccentricity dropping nicely. Indeed. Wow, yeah, it's really interesting to watch how, like, depending on which face of the spacecraft is in the wind, how quickly that eccentricity number starts to, like, plummet. Like, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast. Cue fire in 3. Oh, we're on the way back up. If there were to be a fire, it would have happened already. I think we're safe from burning, which is why I don't mind kicking it in this massive tumble, because it's gonna help slow us down a whole lot. This is an intentional instability. It's my story, and I'm sticking to it. This is going not at all badly. We're actually, I think, going to beat what we plotted for that node that we didn't even burn a third of, and keep decelerating. Good thing there aren't any Kerbals in there. Yeah, this would be a vomit comet. Barbecue roll for the win. We're trying to disperse our heating across all sides. Non-static drag maximization. Crack it. Don't you jinx it, N9. Come on now. We'll have none of that. I might be wrong about us beating that maneuver node. All the same, I can't say I'm displeased with the result. I imagine the orbital telescope would be transmitting back some very interesting footage. I mean, where's that orbital camera? There it is. I can't get a solid lock on what the camera position would actually look like, so we'll just kind of approximate. I was hoping that we could fire through the thing there, but yeah, you'd be getting radioed back imagery, something similar to this. Whoa. Well, this would probably be the better shot. Orbital camera, more like GoPro. Very well insulated GoPro. Maybe even better than a stock GoPro. As we can see, this is a wild space station doing its mating dance. You've kept it busy on your install? Oh no, N9. What does this mean? We're getting an episode soon? Be transmitting streaky blur. Don't inject reality with this. I do not have air brakes to deploy. I don't think we actually had air brake tech unlocked in like a legitimate way when we built this thing. Alright. Nope. Okay, almost clear the atmosphere. Missed our target by about 55 some odd. Nice intro footage. The ISS truss rotates, right? Good question. Alright, 600. We're free. So now we can hit the time warp button and go about our business. We have some more radio, and why did I hit Kerbal alarm clock? That's not going to be what tells me what we get. And yet I go back to it anyway. 36 days until Callisto Lander makes his next pass. Okay. Flight computer is what I'm looking for. First, we're going to fold up our wings. First, we're going to come out of time warp. Oh, God. Never hit buttons in time warp. Never, ever, ever hit buttons in time warp. Now that we are well clear of the atmosphere, we'll make sure that the origami is nicely tucked away. Use a little bit of time warp to arrest some of our dizzy spins, which did absolutely help greatly in helping burn off a few extra meters per second during this pass, although it was not quite as fruitful as I would have liked. The good news is we're not too far off from getting another flyby, and if I just bounce this node around for a while, it looks like we get a freebie with 0 delta V incurred, although we will adjust the node for inclination reasons and to put us on the correct side of Titan to give us a nice braking pass that hopefully, with a little bit of atmospheric assistance, might be either our last or our second to last pass before inserting into orbit at Titan. And then the mission gets really exciting, provided I don't screw it up. And we finished out the live stream with a visit out to our solar probe, which really just aims to find out if there is a biome that's called low above the sun. Unfortunately, it's going to take a very, very, very long time to figure that out. We have quite a correction to make so that we can get another flyby of Venus sometime in our lifetime, which is going to be the greatest way we have of adjusting our orbit. So I just kind of let the game run with this pegged at full throttle for an hour or so, giving us a 2 or 3 meters per second of delta V. We're just going to do this every 70 some odd days or so, just to help slowly bump down the orbit. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it, and I will see all of you in the next one. So until then, see you later.